everyone. Welcome back to Aspire Inspire show. So today I have a special guest with me. She's one of the top coaches in Perth and a passionate mentor, career mentor, also career development practitioner. And she has lots of experience with international students. So today we'll learn about her experience and lots of insights for all the international students in Australia. Welcome, Seema. Thank you for joining me today. And as I always ask my guests to introduce themselves, so I really want to know your story first. When you started, how did you started, and all.
Yes, so thank you very much, Viz, for the invitation to be here talking about the journey and also about how I help international students. My background is a mix of degrees and experiences. Um, Initially, I did human movement and then worked with rehabilitation, physical rehabilitation, and did my post degree in pregnancy and obstetrics. Ended up a master's degree in epidemiology, where I was researching mainly about the effects of exercise in pregnant women, and came into Australia also with research, my background research. So working here as a researcher in the hospital and continuing my research. Move into chronic disease as well, a bit of chronic disease and also environmental health. And then a point where I was a little bit tired of my academia life. And then I dropped everything to run a business in Australia, especially a business that's very close to my heart. That back home, where my family, some of my brothers and sisters, they run a restaurant. So I decided to also do something here that I thought was very familiar to me. And then I failed. And from there, I went back to the academia, and I was researching then occupational health in migrant workers in Australia. And during that research, I realized that I was so involved working with migrants, helping migrants and find their career, finding a business, that I decided that is a time for me to do something that I quite enjoy, and is helping people to succeed in a new land, and using my mistakes as a proof that they can do better if they understand the system. And from there, I founded one not-for-profit organization where I was educating migrants how to run a business in Australia. And from that, something very wonderful came up. Was the first multicultural business expo that happened here in Perth at HBF Arena in 2018, and was wonderful, where we could have federal, state, and local governments involved, and lots of business and migrants coming along. And then from there, I migrate to work with the local council, local government, with a wonderful project that came from Canada, the Kaleidoscope Mentoring Program, and then develop all the materials, all the trainings, inductions, orientations, and all the matching for the mentorship that we ran for 4 years there. So it was very heavily involved with also international students, but high school and newcomers. And then end of 2022, I decided to come back full-time to my business. And since then, I have been delivering mentoring programs, and also helping organizations to set up their own mentoring programs or coaching program for their clients.
Nice. That's really interesting journey that you have come through, and I love that we have a similar passion for helping students get their career started. So that's really good. So I understand that you have worked with lots of migrants, all the international students finding their career path. So what are the top three career challenges that you saw in them, and that students are facing in Australia?
Well, not just in Australia, wherever you go around the world as international students, one of the biggest challenges is the lack of knowledge about the system that you are in. So, and the second one is navigating this system, with an open mind to learn instead of judging, and
Yeah.
also get information from others that gives you they give you information that are not official, and
Hmm.
then seeing the things from someone else's lens than your own lens. And also the difficulty of navigating the cultural nuances that we have, the
Yeah.
differences and similarities. And most of the time is, as again, is judging what is right or wrong instead of learning,
Yeah.
embracing, forgetting where they come from, but embracing the new and
Hmm.
blend the two cultures together. So that's how they can get richer in knowledge
Hmm.
and also in experience.
Yeah, yeah, totally agree with you. And talking about the cultural differences, do you think that impact the way students, approach their job hunting here?
Yes, for sure. Australia is very particular regarding job applications and how you really see the job market,
Mm-hmm.
and the culture of finding a job and also going to an interview is different.
Yeah.
And one thing is many in many cultures, and especially where I come from, we have high hierarchies where we have like to obey all these like roles. You cannot talk directly with your CEO or manager. And here in Australia, it's everything is possible, very different. So for some cultures, that humility is very deep inside as part of their core values. Coming to Australia is a shock that everyone is equal. So this is
Hmm.
the first one. And then it's difficult for them also in the workplace to understand that this hierarchy, they don't need to call someone sir, madam. They can call people by their names and having a conversation. If they have doubts, if they want to give an input, they can too. So normally I say to people, they come here, they want to get the same job that they have back home, or the
Hmm.
level, they're going up,
Yeah.
but without knowing how things work in here in Australia, the structure of services and the work environment. And let's say you are working as part of a team, and in Australia, most of the jobs you have a team working together, and you go to a meeting, and then you don't say anything, or then you say too much. So, where is the balance there for you to
Hmm.
understand how much you need to listen first, observe first before you give your input, and not thinking that everyone is against you is like a personal thing, right? So, it's understand these nuances that really can jeopardize someone in the workplace because they have a bad experience, and then they
Hmm.
feel, oh, Australia culture, workplace culture is the same way, and it's not. And it happens in any country, is the question of understanding really the culture of the place, and also understanding the importance of networking in Australia. So many
Yeah.
people come, and the students especially, and they hear from others, oh, you need to network in Australia. Network is everything. But it's not just in Australia. The thing is, you are in a new country, you don't know anyone. The only thing to get to know people is networking. And if
So
you
true.
think about coming from a different country, in my country, my network was my family, my friends, friends of friends, friends of family. So, but I didn't call them networks. I called them friends, friends of a family, right? So, work colleagues. So here, when you come to a place that you don't know a person or many people, you need to invest in networking and understand also what other people are doing and how they see themselves in here. And it's basically exposing themselves.
Yeah. Totally agree. And I love Australian workplace culture, especially the part that it's very welcoming. Like no one will make you realize that you're coming from a different country or from different culture. It's very welcoming, and you're right that they need to network here. And so, talking about networking now, from where do you think a new migrant who has recently started their studies here in Australia, how they can start networking? Are there particular ways or particular tactics that they can use in the beginning?
Yeah. So normally we think about networks only as professional, But the richest networks are people that we know that have nothing to do with our work because they
Hmm.
are out there outside of working hours. So one thing is find something that they like doing and then invest in that time. For example, if they speak
Hmm.
another language, if they like doing pottering, if they like, I don't know, coding, it's put on Google. You know, Google, where are these people, or is there any association, meetups? And
Yeah,
normally
me.
they are very, very free. Sometimes you pay something, but going there to do something that you feel confident first,
Hmm.
and then getting to know people. And maybe in that group that you are meeting new people, you start talking about yourself and then getting to know what is available as professional networks for you, right? Probably could be an event, a free event, or could be a paid event, a conference. So it's getting to know what's happening for them to be able to immerse themselves. Normally, when I teach networking skills, I teach people how to approach people when we are in
Hmm.
a like an event, right? So you have people talking in a group, how to break in into a group,
Yeah,
how to leave the group, how to approach someone who is talking one-on-one with someone else. So all these kind of things, they need practice. I teach, but if people don't practice, if they think it's difficult, then you never get it. So
yeah,
practice is very, very important. So one is looking around Google things that you like doing that you feel confident that you, when you
hmm,
go there, you can say something and you can have an opinion about. And then from there, learning what is available in your field of studies and see what is where is possible to attend events or even be a member of associations. And a great thing that also that can help, it goes aligned with the first one, is joining sport clubs, right?
yeah,
So it's clubs that in Australia have plenty of sports. People here love sports. So it's one thing that I suggest people, if you like doing sports, find something, find a club, and go there. Join, or even as a volunteer, right? Volunteering for something that is meaningful to you, not just because you want to have something on your resume. And I see many people doing jobs that they say, "I don't learn anything here. I go there and I feel like I have been used." I say, of course, because you went to something that is nothing to do with you. And if you want to volunteer, volunteer with something that you feel that you are giving and
yeah.
receiving, but first giving.
Absolutely. There are great advice there. And there's one more thing I wanted to add here. Like, I normally ask my students to, if nothing else, at least create your own elevator pitch, practice that, because when you go, you will have something on the top of your tips to talk about. You can talk about yourself. So, this is something, again, they can practice. But yes, they have to go out and go to these events, go to these groups and meet them. And yes, when volunteering, they need to have a mindset of giving and taking. So
Yes.
that's really good. Perfect. And now, my next question that I really wanted to know, like, what are the biggest mistakes that students make on their job application? Because suppose they found something which is aligned to their studies and they really want to apply to that job, but there are some mistakes because obviously they're coming from different culture, they have different set of resume formats that they use. So what did you notice?
Yeah, so working with international students, when they come to me, they come in a, let's say, in a very low state because they have tried everything.
Yeah.
What I see is a huge expectation that they had and
Mm.
was created and fed by them or by their friends, or someone got a job. So they create these expectations too high and on them, that they feel if they don't get the job, I have applied for many jobs, no one wants me, and they feel defeated,
Yeah.
right? So when they come and I sit down with them, I ask them to tell me more about themselves and the experience that they have. So, and then is when I look at their resume. So the main thing, I read the resume, and the resume for the jobs that they want to apply, that it is nothing aligned with the job.
Hmm.
They want to apply for 100 jobs with only resume. The job title, they want to have that job title. And it's not
Hmm.
this way that you grow inside of your career. Your career needs to be step by step, especially living in a new country when you don't know everything and you don't know anything about the system, how things work in the company or the company's organizations, right? So normally the mistake is not knowing the system, not knowing how to find jobs. They just apply through the big platforms. They don't know really how to find the jobs there for themselves. And then I say to them, there are plenty of jobs, but not all the jobs are for you. And the third thing is the fact that they don't tailor the resume. They
Hmm.
don't take the time, devote the time to first read the job description, understand what the employer wants, and then address what the employer wants in the resume or cover letter. And then is when they apply, and I say to them, your frustration is equivalent to the number of no sense applications that you do for the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah.
be less frustrated, work on your application. And
Yeah.
then your frustration decrease and you have more chances to get the job that you want. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to summarize, like you said, uh, searching job, they're different. That's different thing, because they're obviously, they are just like you said, using the big platforms. There are certain other ways to search for the job, and then they are just using one resume for all the applications, so they need to tailor the resume first. So aligning the job description with the resume, that I think, yes, everyone is making such mistakes. All the new migrants and grads, they do that. So yes, there's a lesson that they need to understand here from this. Perfect.
Yes.